It's always fun to talk about music. Arrow.net, ARROE.net. We are unplugged and totally uncut with Wendy Dio.
I'm good. I hope you are.
Absolutely fantastic. You have come together here with the world, with this. Dio, Dreamers Never Die. And it's almost like, as a viewer, we are invited to this gigantic celebration. And I just felt good about it.
I'm glad you felt that way, because that's what we wanted to portray. We wanted this to be, that's why we only have 2 days as a showing, but we wanted it to be special. We wanted it to be like going to a show. So all the people that love Ronnie, all his fans, can come together and feel the movie and feel all the movements of the movie and feel like Ronnie's with you for that day.
Well, you know what? And the thing is that Ronnie's with us every day. I mean, I just, and now it just makes it even more solid of a subject, because this is something that as fans and new fans discover the sights and sounds of Ronnie, it's just a huge part of our lives now.
Yes, I love that.
You know, because I mean, a picture is 1,000 words, is more than 1,000 words. And it's one of those things where now that we can see, Ronnie singing, and we can see Ronnie talking, and everybody around him, the family and the friends talking, it's like, wow, I wasn't the only one.
Yeah. That's great. I want people to feel that way. I want people to come away from this film thinking they know more about Ronnie than they did before, and really seeing him as the person he was, and never give up your dreams. That's the message that goes out with this movie.
When you talk about things that we'll learn and stuff like that, I did not know the story of We Are the World, and I'm so glad that he was able to find it and move through that wall to create his own moment in history.
Yes. Yeah, we were dirty, nasty people that weren't invited to do the We Are the World, so Ronnie did his own one.
Yeah. And I mean, you were with him personally. I mean, there had to have been conversations where he must have looked in your eyes and said, I can do something greater than this.
I don't know if he'd say that. He just wanted, Ronnie was a very humble person. He'd just say, I want to do this with the people. We want to raise money for Africa too. We can do it, And I think they were very disappointed that they never got invited to do anything with the big names, because they were, dirty, nasty metal people that, don't do that. Whereas, the metal community has always given their time and talent for me on every single thing I've ever asked them to do. They've always been there. They're always the first ones to do charity. They're always there to do it. You
are so right about that, because you'd be several pages of names that you could bring up where the metal world has come together for our U.S. soldiers, or just men and women around the world when it comes to that kind of stuff. You're right. They have always been there on that stage.
Yes, and not being paid for it. Like some of the big stars get paid for being there and doing the things. These people do it voluntarily. None of them get paid for it. They just do it because they love, for them love from their hearts.
One of the greatest features about Dio, Dreamers Never Die, is the fact that the rockers do come together and share their stories. I've been with Rudy Sarzo, and when he's talked about Ronnie and stuff like that, and then to see it featured inside this, it's like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Yeah, we wanted to gather some people. Of course, there was lots and lots of people we wish we could have included, but there was only so much time. And these were people that really knew Ronnie really, really well. His friends, and so that's what we wanted to have, was just, it was like our family.
Well, don't you think that this is a conversation starter? Because, I mean, now everybody can get onto social media, or they can go wherever they, have their conversations, and they can have their own personal experiences about how the music, infected them. I mean, listening on albums to listening to CDs and things like that. Everybody's got a Ronnie story.
Oh yeah, absolutely, which is wonderful.
It was fascinating to see Eddie Trunk part of this. I mean, Eddie's a part of the metal world anyway. But to see him have the conversation and to pull from his heart. I mean, it's one thing listening to him, but to see him talking about Ronnie is special.
He's a good friend. He's always a good friend. I saw him actually yesterday, and I was on his radio station, and then he was at the premiere, and we had a wonderful time at the premiere in LA, and I'll go do it again in London next week. So we're having a real fun with this movie, and we hope everyone loves it.
How do you like going to those premieres? Because I'm at a premiere right now, and it's just there's just a sense of energy that you can't explain, but you really do like being there. So what was it like for you? Is it a situation that that you plant in your heart and let it grow?
Oh, it was an elation. It was so amazing. It was so emotional to see all the people there together, and we just watching the movie. And it was a really, I was so happy that everybody loved the movie, and just very, very emotional evening.
Now, not to spoil the movie or anything like that, but when Spinal Tap appeared on the screen, did they giggle? Did they laugh? Did they hit each other in the?
Oh yeah,
I knew it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially what he said. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
there's some funny parts in the movie. There's a lot of. This movie will take you through all kinds of emotions, through happiness, through laughing, through crying. Yeah.
What did you learn from the experience? Because I mean, every day for you is a new page in the book.
Oh yeah, well I learned a lot of things from the movie. I learned a lot of things that, the boys, Don and Damien, the directors, dug up a lot of old doo-wop songs and things that they found that I had never heard before. And because they went up to upstate New York, talking with Ronnie's cousin, talking with a lot of different people there, and finding gems, absolute gems. And it was a lot of interesting stuff they found. And in it, Vinny Appice, he played some old rehearsal tapes that I had never heard before, that I don't think he had heard before. He found them.
He's such a great character too. I mean, he's always laughing, or he's in a deep conversation, just basically, all right, how can I help you out, man? How can I help you out? And it just seems like that's what the metal world was always about. How can they help out the next person that's on their way up, or is just trying to make it?
Absolutely, absolutely, and you'll find that a lot with all the old innovators of the music. They do want to help the new younger generation and hope that they can come up with some music that will be played in 40 years.
Is it kind of odd to you that it seems like that back in the 70s and 80s and stuff like that, it always looked like that the metal bands were against each other, like some video game and stuff like that. But deeply and behind the scenes, it's such a community of musicians that work together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, everybody, and there was no rivalry. I mean, Ronnie played many shows with Motorhead and Judas Priest, and none of these guys cared if they went on first, last, or whenever. They were just having a great time musically and having a good time with each other as friends.
You bring up Judas Priest, Rob Halford and stuff like that. I mean, these guys love to rock, and I just envision, and I wish I had something to hold on to, that what would Ronnie have been like when the world went silent because of the lockdown, but then when the stage reopened. God dang, to be at a stage with him out there just for the first time after the lockdown, that would have been a moment.
That would have been a moment. It would have been a moment. The one thing I was very happy about before Ronnie passed away was that he got to play with the Sabs again, because he loved doing that. He loved playing with them because they're such amazing musicians. Tony and Geezer and Vinny and the four of them together were like a unit, and it was just happy to see him playing back with them and being friends with everybody again.
One of the things that we need to give you credit for is that you have worked very diligently in making sure that Ronnie's music is always consistently available. I mean, the last time that you and I had a conversation, it was with the music collection and stuff like that. Is there a website where listeners and viewers can go to where all of your hard work is paying off, but they need to go find it and they need to purchase it and give you some love?
Oh yeah, Dio. Just go to RonnieJamesDio.com. We have a lot of things coming up. We've got a lot of charity things coming up. First time in 2.5 years we're going to do the celebrity bowling, which is on November 17th in Pins in Studio City. So we're very excited about that. Yeah, there's so many things. My lot in life is to keep Ronnie's music and his memory alive, and however I can do it. But it has to be done tastefully. It has to be done the way Ronnie would want it done. So I'm very careful and very protective.
Well, we are grateful for everything that you have done and will continue to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You bet. Please come back to the show anytime in the future, Wendy. The door is always going to be open for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You bet. Be brilliant today.
Okay. Take care.